growing up, I didn't have a sense of what an open society is.
I witnessed the struggles, the suffrage of the Asian peoples.
Back in my country, in Pakistan, in the past 10 years, more than 50,000 people died in the conflict.
I was always highly interested in human rights issues.
I was working for civil society, trying to promote economic justice,
education, women's issues,
freedom of religion.
We are facing the terrorism,
Poverty,
corruption.
We did not have the right solutions to give to people who were struggling at the community level.
The gap I found behind all these things is the lack of policy.
Traditional public policy schools have focused on government. How do you make government work better? And we decided from the very beginning that we wanted to focus more on civil society, on influences on how policy is working or is not working.
Usually it's the older generation that sits in the seats of power, and young people need to have a greater influence in shaping their own world.
CEU is the only graduate university in the world that is dedicated explicitly to studying and promoting open society.
The School of Public Policy is a meeting ground between academic learning and practical involvement in policy.
One of the things that really attracted me was how the course curriculum was designed.
We do a series of courses called Skills for Impact. These are ways to sort of get across the really practical skills that you need in your career.
Ranging from more general skills like leadership to very specific skills like how do you write a budget and how do you manage a project.
I think the most interesting part of the school is the passion project.
It's about finding and pursuing their passions and going out there into the world.
We send out requests for proposals to host organizations such as Global Witness, Transparency International, and ask them, do you have an issue that we can work on for the next 2 years as a team with the faculty, and then present it back to you.
I came to SPP because of the proximity of the university to the Open Society Foundations.
George Soros is deeply involved in the university. He engages with our faculty and students.
Politics are very important in social change. Maybe not as important as you would think because of the very general disillusionment with politics.
We're a very interesting group of faculty who've done much more real-life work than you would normally expect from a group of academics.
They can therefore convey to the students the intricate details, the problems, the challenges that they as policymakers are likely to face.
I'm a sociologist and I co-teach a core course on modern governance with somebody who's from international relations and another individual from political science, and we have a different range of expertise and backgrounds that sort of complement one another.
Rather than taking facts and names, I want to teach them how to think about the world.
It's not up to me to define the truth, but it's an exercise together with the students.
We learn from each other, we respect each other's values, we share our experiences with one another.
And it's fantastic, for example, to teach a course about development and to have 3 hands in the air telling you, no, based on my experience in the refugee camp in Pakistan, I don't think the article we were reading is right.
It's critical for those kids to later on, when they sit at international negotiating tables, to better understand who is sitting across from them and better understand why they argue the way they argue.
I would really like to go on and work in the field of post-disaster,
Migration,
democratic transition,
Conflict resolution through peace.
To be an ambassador for my home country in Zimbabwe.
To take on the world.